On today's episode of PJ and the Beard, we have a unique blending of two segments. It's a follow-up to an unboxing and a quick look, and followed up by a you should try this. And we brought in a trained professional, and our live studio audience is going to go crazy.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, ST is with us to try out the guitar that Jason's going to talk about.
All right. So a while ago, I was looking at, I guess, the Praise and Worship Board, which ST's a part of.
Yep. Definitely.
And 29,500 people.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a huge
Right.
board. Yeah.
30,000 others.
He's a pretty big,
Yeah.
you're on that a good bit.
A regular
Yeah,
poster.
that's true.
Yeah.
A regular,
That is true.
Comment.
A regular poster. And so I've been keeping my eye out on the Jazzmasters, looking at the different Jazzmasters. Somebody had asked about a Squire Jazzmaster, and somebody else, I can't attribute this to anybody because I don't pay that close of attention, asked about or suggested the Tagima. Mm-hmm. So we got a Tagima. I'm going to throw this out. A guy, oh man, I should have looked it up.
Main Street Music.
It's main stage music.
Yeah, close.
Is it Brad?
I think it's Brad. If it's not, we'll put a huge picture of his name. It is Brad. That sounds right to me.
I think so.
Yes, that's
But
also-
it is main stage music.
Yes.
And so we reached out to them and said, look, we want to try this out. And they were able to get it to us pretty quick. Gave us, a little bit of help with it or whatever. Good guys to deal with. I texted him I think I said in the unboxing, like a Saturday night at like 9 o'clock. And within 3 minutes, he was sending me a message back. And that kind of service is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So the guitar is Tagima's Woodstock Series 61. It says 61 up there at the top. Is I guess kind of a Jazzmaster-ish kind of thing. Still has, be careful because it still has the...
Yeah,
I
don't
want
want
you
to mess it up.
I didn't want you getting it funked up or anything here. So
Hey, Brad, he's going to return that. Just letting you know. So he's keeping everything...
But you got your basic volume tone, P90 pickup, 3-way toggle at the top. Has this interesting 5-way Varitone switch that I've checked out a little bit. I've actually played this on the Sunday, and surprisingly, I think played the whole Sunday, the whole way through rehearsal, the whole way through the service. Didn't
Bail out and go to the PRS.
I didn't bail out after 2 songs. So I
Pretty common.
but that it is common. Whatever it is.
I brought something new. Oh, I'm going to play the same guitar. I'm really comfortable
Yeah, when
with
you
that
get
one
used
right
to
there.
it. When you get used to
Yeah,
it.
if I had that, I'd play it all the time, too. So.
What, the red McCartney?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I think it's nice.
So what we are doing here, so you brought your pedal board.
Yep.
And so that might actually be a whole nother episode, which we can film right after we film this one, and
It'll
then
be
put
like
it
it's
out.
brand new.
Right, put it out 3 weeks later, and everybody will think that you came over again.
We didn't even tell SC to bring a change of clothes. It's going to be the same clothes, but
That is-
separated.
Yeah.
Separated by time. So we might get into the pedal board now. This isn't about the pedal board; it's about the guitar. We wanted to see if, having been recommended on the Praise and Worship as kind of like a good alternative to a Squire, to a Jazzmaster. I don't know how to say his name. I said it wrong the last time. Is it a good alternative to one of those? And so you've dialed up kind of what you use on Sunday morning, the different tones. We're going to let you kind of
And that's
run
what you
this
heard
through
in the
its paces.
beginning.
Yeah.
Right.
Was his Strat, his normal setup, and we're simply just...
His number one through his board. Not your amp,
Nope, not my amp.
but we're using a Fender Hot Rod Deluxe. And
Close
so
enough.
if you're a Fender guy, you can get
Yeah.
there. Right, so you're ready to...
Sweet, let's do it.
So we're doing that. We brought SD in
See
because
what happens.
I think SD's got lots of influences, but I think he grew up playing in the church. He played in the college worship band, toured with that band.
Yep.
Really adept at all of the treatments and the nuances and the sounds. And so we're talking, if someone's going to put a guitar through the paces of what someone using praise and worship, we should probably not have like a rock and roller blueser guy, 80s pop guy do it. We should probably bring in somebody that knows what they're doing.
If somebody's going to do it, it's not the two guys
It's
that do
not
it every
us.
Sunday.
No, yeah, that's right. It's not the two guys that play every Sunday. So that's why we brought SD. Plus, he's a dear friend, and we look at any excuse to get to see him. So,
All right,
here we
Let's
go.
do it.
so
Take my baby.
try not to drop that.
Yeah, he's getting his first impression of
Ooh,
it.
that's nice. It's nice and light.
Yeah, that's the
Wow.
first thing I noticed too. Actually, this thing is
That's like the
much
lightest
heavier.
Strat I've
Yeah.
ever picked up.
It's much heavier than my Strat, which was kind of shocking when I first grabbed it. Cool. So is this just like normal volume? Oh, I've never played this guitar before, so I have no clue what's happening.
So we could have let him play
Everybody
it for a
knows.
while before we did this, but it's more fun this way.
That's right.
It's definitely more enjoyable.
Now two people stare at him while he does it.
On camera.
What does this thing you do?
It's a Varitone. So it will vary the tone.
So we
5 different ways.
Right, so there's capacitor, but all the way up that way
That
seems
way.
to be, well, that's like my favorite. It gets, as you go back, it gets thinner. So if you want to
Thinner,
just
okay.
couple clean notes and run through them real quick just to see, you could do that.
Oh, right. Floating bridge. Wait, let me put it on. It's like more bass, kind of. Interesting. I like number 1 the best. I changed my mind. I like number 5 the best.
So when you
That was my
go
favorite.
from 1 to 1, it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And I forgot, so we can't talk when we're playing because I got to cut all that out. But when you and we do it all the time. We do it all the time. But if you go through them, it doesn't seem like that
Nah,
big a change.
it
but
was
when
like
you go
the
from
same.
5 to 1,
It's
it's
way
like way
different.
it's
Yeah.
way thinner.
Yeah, I guess, well, I don't know which direction is 1 and which is 5.
Either do I.
But when I
One is
turned
up
it,
here.
1's over there. Okay, so I guess when I turned it to 5, that feels the most like bright to me and thinnest to me. When I turned it to 1, it felt like more bassy, I guess you could say. Yeah, so I like 5 the best, but that's just me. You guys might
You're
like
on
something
1
else.
right now.
Am I on 1?
Yes.
Okay, reverse everything I just said.
Rewind it and bring it back.
Yeah, I like this one the most, I guess, which I guess is 1. So I like 1 the most. Yeah, that sounds close to me.
Which
Anyway, sorry.
my guess is that one is probably more the straight. This is a guess. Straight through without all like any capacitors or anything
Oh,
like
okay.
that on. So
The
as
neck
you
It's
move,
like
pickup?
bypassing everything.
yeah,
Like the neck.
like that's kind of your true neck. That I don't know for certain.
We
Somebody,
don't research, we just talk.
somebody that knows will.
Yeah, we'll
See,
say
we do
something
this on
about it.
Certainly
purpose because
so.
we're trying to encourage comments. And even if they're
Right.
corrected ones, it's like there's no such thing as a bad conversation.
Yeah, fair. Anyway, word. I guess let me just play it a little bit more. So right now I have it in the, I guess, in between, so it must be these two at the same time.
Mhm.
I'm going to switch to neck or rhythm on it and see what that's. I bet this is going to be really...
I forgot to mention, he also played the jazz bands in college too.
Oh.
You're getting a bonus. You're getting bonus tracks with that.
I mean, I think it sounds pretty good. It's not as like, I guess it's just difference in P90s and like single coils. It's not as like poppy. You know what I mean? It doesn't hit you the same way, which isn't a bad thing.
Right.
Like it just sounds different. I like the bridge. I feel like I can actually use it. I feel like I can't use it on my Strat, to be honest. It's too like ice picky. You know what I mean? But this sounds cool. I like the way that.
So at some point when we
P90
play through a
sounds.
progression, maybe you flip it back to the bridge and put a little drive on it. You'll
Yeah.
get a lot of clarity, like you
True.
said, without killing somebody.
True.
Prove that point a little
I mean,
bit.
let me do like swelly stuff. See what happens.
That'd be swell.
So I'm gonna do like swells and see what tones I can get. That's pretty nice. I might like that more than my Strat, to be honest.
There is a
For
warmth to it,
swells and
right?
stuff.
There really is.
Yeah,
That's
it's
probably
different.
why they're popular.
Yeah, true.
In that genre.
So how's it? So you've played a little bit. How's it feel? Neck wise.
The neck's chunkier, so that's different than that specific Strat. The net is chunkier on this one. I guess the radius might be flatter because it feels like easier to bend, but it also makes it feel like kind of thicker on my hand, if that makes sense. So I'm guessing the radius is flatter, which it feels nice.
Does it feel like a $200 guitar?
No, this was $200.
$250.
That's no. I wouldn't have guessed that. I would.
Oh man, why didn't I ask you how much you thought it was?
$500 on the way out.
Yeah,
I know.
true.
Thanks for coming.
No,
I
it
give it
does
to you for
not.
free.
It does not feel like a $200 guitar. That's actually shocking.
I mean, just picking it up, holding it, quality-wise, looking at it.
No, I think the quality is pretty good. Like, it doesn't cut my hands when I'm playing it.
Yeah,
You know what I
that's a
mean?
plus.
Like, I think it feels pretty good. For $200, it feels amazing.
$250.
$250. It feels amazing. Like, it doesn't go out of tune. Like when I kept doing that with my hand, like to get some vibrato. Never went out of tune.
And
yeah.
I will admit that I've been struggling with the tuning on it, maybe a little bit.
Okay.
I think when I first got it, the strings weren't stretched, and after I stretching them a lot. And so I think when you have this kind of floating bridge, which I'm not used to playing with,
Me neither.
I'm used to a hardtail, or I put the springs on and crank it down.
Yeah.
So
Block it.
So that could just be me not knowing how to tune a guitar with a floating bridge. But
No, but I like it a lot though. Would I pick it over my Strat? Probably not. To be
now that
honest.
you know it's $250.
No, that's not why.
Would
but-
you get a mono double gig bag and take it with you as a backup, or maybe certain songs you might different pickup option?
It's stronger, you know what I mean, but it's also not a humbucker. So if I needed that tone where it was like a little more like oomph, I would definitely be cool with having both. But for me, like, just something about a Strat, man. They're just my guitars. But this thing, yeah, it's definitely good. I definitely like it. And I would definitely buy one if I was in the market for one. Like,
when you
it's
get your
nice.
fourth
Now,
part-time
if you
job.
Right, true.
If you ever played like a Jazzmaster,
Yeah, a friend of mine in college had one, so I played his a few times. Was it a Jazzmaster? Pretty sure it was a Jazzmaster. So I have played him before. His neck was closer to my Strat, the neck of his. So it's a little bit thinner, but I actually think I prefer this one. It feels like there's more there, you know what I mean? It feels easier for me to like grab notes and stuff. Just playing it right away, like, yeah, so.
so I think take it for a spin.
Yeah, so we'll because I can't do much more than one thing. We'll play kind of what we did in the intro.
All right, cool.
That way, it's kind of a little bit of one for one as well.
And then you get to do, like you were earlier, when you were dialing everything in, you guys were playing, you kind of went through the swells, through the delays, the whatever. So
I
that's
can do
kind
that
of a
again.
cool thing. Yeah.
Cool. Let's do it.
I'll just sit here and watch.
Look pretty. Hey, do you have your cup with coffee in it?
I do.
That was good.
Yeah,
So the
very
studio
nice.
audience.
Yeah,
Woo! Our one-man studio audience.
Very nice.
No, that's great, man. Like, you know, I love your playing, but just to be that comfortable and coax that much out of a guitar you're playing for the first time says a little bit about the guitar. Says a lot about you as a player, but I thought it
Thanks.
sounded good. Like,
Yeah,
I
I think-
you found some different things on
Yeah.
the Switch.
I was kind of just like playing it the way I would my Strat, and it works for that. Like I know some guitars don't. Like I played, what did I have for a while? I had a Gretsch, like 5420T or whatever, and I like things that react like my Strat do, and that thing just didn't at all.
Right.
But this is a good like in between from that style or something like that and my Strat. So yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
The volume
Sounds cool.
knob on it is very. The volume knob works too. It's not like
Yeah.
a different. It's not like a. When you start to roll back, it doesn't just disappear or something.
Yeah.
You can.
Which is really
Yeah.
it fits your style of playing as
Right.
well. We're kind of I'm a volume pedal guy always,
Okay,
but like
nice.
but he works the volume and it is a testament to that guitar too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. Yeah, I when I was just doing it right now, I was working the volume, and
Okay.
it works
Nice.
cool. Like the swells, this is just some of my technique. Like when I do swells, I have the volume back a little. I have one gain stage on, but I like when it's just a little cleaner. So I'll turn the volume back. It'll make it like a little quieter. And this reacted almost the same way my Strat did. So like, yeah, it was cool. It works.
So I'm sitting here watching this, listening, watching you work your pedal board, and there's like a lot of cool stuff going down there. But I imagine people are wondering what's on the pedal board, and we're not going to tell them.
That's right.
So
have to watch.
because we're going to hit stop, start all over, and do one on the pedal board. So
Yep.
if you want to find out about the pedal board, this is where we would say subscribe to the channel, hit like, do all that good
Classic.
stuff, because that will be coming later.
Right. And so with that, I have a standard sign off. We have so many extra moving parts tonight, but I am PJ on behalf of the Beard, reminding you no matter what you hear, you never have too much gear. Take it away, Esty.